Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Weston Racing in the year 2023. On today, it's New Year's Day, so we've got a couple of videos actually. But to start off the year, I wanted to do something special. This is the Race Team 3 5-pack by Hot Wheels. Before we start this video, I want to give a quick shout out to my grandparents, and the reason why is because they are the reason why I have this 3-pack or 5-pack. I can't count. Why I have this 5-pack in the first place. You see, I don't collect retro Hot Wheels cars. I'm just not like a vintage collector. However, they got, or my grandma, I should say, got a box, and both my grandma and my grandpa have been sending me different things over the past couple of years, and I've been collecting them slowly and putting them on shelves and whatnot. One of the items in which they sent me was this 5-pack. Well, what they did is they got two, so they actually sent me two. So I have two of these. So essentially that's why I'm opening this one, is because if I have two, why would I save both of them? I mean, I know that's pretty much going to take the number of these that are on the planet in package and drop it by one, but, you know, that's the thing. It's just going to happen. This is it says 1997 on the package. I'm going to have to Google that and see if it's true. Like, look at this. Look at this picture right here. Hot Wheel Tracks doesn't look like that anymore. Also, get a free car through the Hot Wheels Birthday Club, that's not a thing either. Here's the box. Again, the box is even different. There's no like window or anything right here. It's just empty. And then here are the cars themselves. And look at that. It's like a shoebox. You just pop them open like that. That's super cool. So I don't know. The package doesn't have what these 5 cars are on it, so I'm going to have to guess. Or it's probably going to say on the bottom if I'm being completely honest. These are all from back in the day. I think 1997 if I'm not mistaken. So there's some older cars, but, you know, I don't mean old as in, like, if you were born in 1997, you're not old, but, like, by Hot Wheels standards, these are old. Like, you know, they don't make cars like this anymore. These are old school, but, yeah. Anyway, let's get right into this. So, we've got 5 cars we're looking at today. We're just going to go down the line and look at all of them. And there's a couple of details that I want to point out here, and I think if I'm not mistaken, like I don't ever do research for my videos just because I'm that kind of person, but I think so. If I'm not mistaken, I think the names on the sides of the car are legit the people who design the cars. And if that's the case, that's super cool. That is a fun little detail. So, enough stalling. No one likes it when I do that. Let's get into the first car here, which, judging by the look of this car, I want to say it's... I have no idea what this car is. Judging by the look of it, I want to say it's like some sort of Mercury Cougar or something like that, but I honestly have no idea. I really should have... Hold on, I'm going to go do some research. I need to look at this. So, I was wrong. This is not a Mercury of any kind. This is a Oldsmobile. It's an Olds 442W30. It probably said that somewhere on the car, and I just didn't look. It doesn't appear to say that anywhere. Interesting. But yeah, my first thing that I noticed when I opened this is, one, the cars in general feel smaller. Like, this car just feels smaller. And then on top of that, the other thing I noticed, look at the paint. It's so different. It's like the way that they used to paint the cars is so different nowadays. For those of you who don't know how they paint Hot Wheels cars, they do like, I don't know what they call it. I think they call them tampos. But it's like a little sponge thing in the factory. It like presses onto a paint palette, slides over, comes up, like the car will be sitting like this. It presses onto a paint palette, comes over to the car, and then goes like that and squishes on. And then when it does that, it leaves the paint behind. So if I had to guess, they're probably using a lot better paint nowadays. But yeah. So the car itself, it says Hot Wheels with the old Hot Wheels logo. This is a vintage Hot Wheels logo. It says Richard under the door, which is the name of the guy who I imagine designed this car. You also got the number 1, got some sponsors here and here, sponsor, and then you've got some white and red stripes right there. nothing too out of this world or insane. And for tires, we have black tires with, I want to say Zamac rims, but we'll call it chrome just for the purposes of this. Silver rims, we'll go silver, that sounds better. This side is the exact same. It's a complete and total mirror, nothing too crazy there. And with the exact same tires. Here's the front. Front's got quite a bit of detail to it, which I really like. And then here's the back. Back also has quite a bit of detail. The top has nothing on it, but if you look, it's a nice metal flake blue, which I really, really do enjoy. I love the metal flake blue, it looks great. And then here is the bottom of the car. Back when they didn't put anything on the bottom of the car, mind you, like look at this. You can kind of see my reflection in the bottom of the car. But yeah, so there you go. That's the first car, the Olds 442 W20. Okay, moving on to the next car. This car right here, I could immediately tell what the make of the car was before I even pulled it out of the package, just because it has that signature shape to it. This one again doesn't say on the bottom of the car, so I will have to read it off of this document I found. But next up we have what you could tell just by the shape. This is a Porsche, or a Nissan Fairlady if you really don't know what a Porsche looks like. You could probably confuse it with a Nissan Fairlady, but yeah. So we got the Porsche 930 is what this thingy is right here. And again, like the race team always features the same like kind of designs. You've got the Hot Wheels logo here. You got the name Marion, which again is the person who probably designed this. I don't know if that's true or not, but I could easily find out just with the click of a button. Never mind. That's not true. It is not the person who designed the car. This car was designed by Larry Wood, who actually makes a lot of Hot Wheels cars as far as I'm aware, but yeah, I don't know what these names mean. I really have no idea what these names mean, but the tail light right here, that's interesting because you never really see them put tail lights on the car. That is not a tail light, that is a sponsor. I am on a roll today, like I am doing great. The rims or the tires are black with the silver rims like we had on the last car there. And again, we got that metal flake blue that everybody loves. Super sparkly, very, very lovely. One of them sponsors. This side is exactly the same, just a mirror. The Hot Wheels logo there, name Marion, the metal flake blue, and of course the same tires. If we look on the top of the car, you can see how shiny and sparkly that paint is. It is super nice. Here's the front of the car with the Porsche emblem on the end of the hood there. And here's the back. Is that a wheelie bar? That is not a wheelie bar, that is just the bumper. It looked like a wheelie bar. And then you got a nice, huge spoiler there. So yeah, there is the Porsche. I can't remember the names, guys. Like, this is not a good start to the year. The Porsche 930. Okay, next up is next up is obviously the next car. Dan, I dropped it. Yay, I'm doing great. I made a mistake. Here's this. Oops. Look at that. And there's the bottom of the car. Okay, so there's Porsche. The Porsche 930 is done. Okay. Next up, we have this very interesting looking car. I immediately thought of the Jetsons when I saw this thing, just because of the dome and the wing. Kind of reminded me of the Jetsons car. This thing is known as Flashfire, which I don't know why it's called that, but whatever. Got the Hot Wheels logo here, KS, obviously like someone's initials or just their nickname. Got a 1 back here with some sponsors, super duper cool. These look like bellows on the side, right here. There's not much detail talking about what that is, but yeah, it's like bellows or something. Again, the tires are exactly the same. We got the black with the silver. Super duper cool. If we flip it over to this side, it is exactly the same. Nothing changes whatsoever. Here's the front. We've actually got printing on the front this time with the Hot Wheels and the 1. And the giant engine, that's futuristic looking engine that's sticking out of this thing. As you can see, there is a dome on top. You can kind of get a look into the cab there and see what's good in the hood, if you know what I mean. That joke would be really funny if I was actually talking about the engine, but I wasn't. Here's a spoiler on the back, kind of a weird location for it, and then here is the back. And then, of course, like I always do here on Weston Racing, here's the bottom of the car, if you want that detail right there. So that's Flash Fire. This next car, I didn't even have to look this one up. I actually knew the name of this car off the top of my head, and the reason why is because I have the first edition of this car. This is the Spittin' Image 2. Now, the reason why it's called Spittin' Image is because the car is perfectly split down the center, as you can see there. So it's called the Spittin' Image because of that. I have the original version of this car, the Spittin' Image 1. This is Spittin' Image 2. It's a remake. As you can see, we got the Hot Wheels logo here. It's got a flame. The flame actually ends here, but they actually added it to the back as well, which I like that. I like that little detail. We got the number 1 here with the Chip. His name's Chip, the guy that's on the side of this car. Maybe they're made up names, actually. Maybe they're just names that they came up with. Maybe there was like a TV show or something at the time, or like an animated series. I don't know. Who knows? And then you can kind of see some headers poking out right here, which is super duper cool. Tire-wise, we're black with silver again. Super duper nice. Flip it over to the other side. The other side is exactly the same. It is the Spittin' Image after all. It is going to be a complete and total split image. The front is probably my favorite front of all these cars. Look at those headlights. This is such a cool little detail here. And the engine is ginormous. Look at the size of the engine on this thing. It is huge. And then the tailpipes, actually you can see the tailpipes journey all the way from the engine out to the back of the car, which is super duper cool. And there's actually holes in the little spoiler thingies here. I didn't notice that originally. And then you can't see inside the cabs. They're chromed over, but you know what they look like? They kind of look like alien worms. You know what I'm saying? They kind of look like alien worms. But yeah, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the Spittin' Image 2. All right, and the final car we're looking at in the 5-pack today is an interesting one. This thing right here is called the 1956 Flash Cider. It is a pickup truck. It is the first car we have today that isn't Metal Flake Blue. Instead, it is like just as a shiny gray. This might be metal. I don't think it's Metal Flake. This is matte. This is matte gray. This is a matte gray if I've ever seen it. But yeah. So let's take a look at what we got here. We got the Hot Wheels logo with some blue flamage. Flamage. We got the name Adrian on this one. And there's actually a quote on this one. You can see it there. My other Hot Wheels a car. I think that might be a typo. Either that or Adrian. I don't know, this Adrian guy. You know, I don't know too much about Adrian, but I don't know what that means. Again, Larry Wood designed this one, so I have no clue who this Adrian person is, but yeah. Tires, once again, are black with silver. This side is exactly the same, except, you know what I think is interesting? Is that this one doesn't have a 1 on it. It has a 42. You can see here the 42 is on this side as well. I love Hot Wheels, #1 Hot Wheels fan. And then, of course, you got there the blue and red stripes. Here's the front of the truck. I love that look. Classic pickup truck, the hood and everything. Here's the back of the truck. Again, classic look. It's got a cover. There is no open bed on this. Back window there. This is a really heavy truck too. Like, this is seriously heavy. Oh, are you serious? It says 59 Chevy on the bottom of the truck. 56 Chevy, sorry. Man, there's your 56 Flash Cider. 1956 Flash Cider. So yeah, there you go. There are all 5 of the cars that we took a look at in today's video. How cool is that? These are some pretty interesting cars. I really do like these 5. I think they are super duper cool. And this gift pack, again, thanks to my grandparents for sending this out here. I really appreciate that. This 5-pack was super duper cool to look at. The cars in it were very unique indeed. And I just love how we started with a classic roadster, went into a European type car, went into 2 fantasy cars that just look absolutely ridiculous, and then back into a classic American pickup truck. It's just, they touched so many zones of the world when they did this 5-pack. It's so cool. And as a race team, you would expect them to do that because when you're racing, you want to have people with experience in different types of terrain. Like obviously you're going to have this guy who's good at wide open roads, this person who's good at windy roads, these 2 who are good or whatever Hot Wheels City looks like. Then you got that guy over there who probably doesn't race. If I had to guess, because he's a different color than the rest of the vehicles, this is a crew truck, I think. My running theory is that is a crew truck. That is like, if one of these cars were to wreck on the racetrack, that truck would be seen on scene helping them. It's not a racing vehicle. That is a service vehicle for the race team itself. Which, I love that too. I love that detail that they would go in and, touch on that and show that there is, on-site help. That's great. So yeah, what would I rate this 5-pack? Out of 10, I would give this a solid 8. And the reason why is because car-wise, some good choices. I love the cars. Paint scheme-wise, they all had a very similar paint scheme. There really wasn't too much uniqueness to it, but I feel like that works in this thing's favor because if you're doing a race team, you're going to want them to all look similar. So yeah, that's, they're similar but unique enough. But yeah, you get what I'm saying? And then definitely what is going to score this high is the crew chief truck over there. The fact that it's not all race cars, it's actually a side vehicle as well that's on the race team. That's a little detail that I really appreciate them doing. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say for that matter. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you probably in a couple of hours when I upload the second video for New Year's. It is Matchbox Sunday, after all. So yeah, thank you all for watching. See ya.